Michael Madsen, one of Hollywood's most iconic actors, lived a life filled with intense roles, glorious moments, and profound pain. Born in Chicago, Illinois, on September 25, 1957, he left an indelible mark on the film industry with memorable roles in Quentin Tarantino films such as Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill. At the age of 67, when he passed away at his home in Malibu, California, on July 3, 2025, he left behind a rich artistic legacy, but also one filled with regrets. His greatest sadness was the loss of his son Hudson, while his career was a story of brilliant successes mixed with tear-jerking failures. His tragic death and emotional funeral left fans heartbroken. His love and marriage to Deanna Madsen, along with his previous relationships, brought both joy and pain. His achievements are a testament to his talent and perseverance, while Deanna Madsen's comments shed light on the sadness he experienced. His life, despite being filled with powerful roles, ended on a sad note, leaving behind a cinematic legacy that resonates forever, but is also filled with regret. The greatest sadness in Michael Madsen's life was the loss of his son Hudson Lee Madsen, who committed suicide on January 25, 2022, at the age of 26. Hudson, a U.S. Army sergeant who served in Afghanistan, was Michael's pride and joy, and his passing left a hole in his heart that would never heal. Hudson lived in Oahu, Hawaii, with his wife Carly, and Michael has said that his son always yearned for a happy family life. He had not noticed any signs of depression before, and Hudson's death was a huge shock, leaving him in a state of grief and confusion. In the days after Hudson's death, Michael sat in the living room of his Malibu home, looking at photos of his son and crying, unable to understand why Hudson had chosen to leave. He once said that the last text message from Hudson was, "I love you, Dad," a message that has haunted him forever. This sadness was further deepened by the personal and legal problems he faced afterward, including a rocky marriage to Deanna Madsen, whom he accused of contributing to Hudson's death through neglect and alcoholism, although he later recanted those accusations on social media. The loss was not only a personal pain, but also a reminder of the difficulties of dealing with mental health, a subject he had tried to learn about but was unable to prevent the tragedy from happening. Michael Madsen's career has been a roller coaster of highs and lows. He began his career at Chicago's Steppenwolf Theater, where he trained under John Malkovich and starred in the play Of Mice and Men. His first film role was in the 1983 sci-fi film WarGames, where he made a small but notable appearance. By 1992, his role as Mr. Blonde in Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs had catapulted him into the mainstream, with his haunting performance in the infamous torture scene. This film, along with roles in Kill Bill, Volume 2, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, cemented his status as an actor who specializes in playing villains or gritty characters. He has also appeared in films such as Thelma Louise, Free Willy, Donnie Brasco, and Die Another Day, showing a wide range of acting ability from ruthless villains to more tender characters such as the adoptive father in Free Willy. In addition to acting, he has provided voiceovers for video games such as Grand Theft Auto 3 and Dishonored, and written poetry, with his collection Burning in Paradise winning the Firecracker Alternative Book Award in 1999. He has received numerous awards, including the Lifetime Achievement Award at Red Hen Press in 2006 and Best Actor at the Boston Film Festival in 2007 for Strength and Honor. However, his career has not always been smooth sailing. One of his biggest failures was when he turned down the role of Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction to play Wyatt Earp, a decision he later regretted, as Pulp Fiction became a Tarantino masterpiece, while Wyatt Earp failed to achieve the success he had hoped for. He cried in the studio thinking about the missed opportunity, feeling like he had pushed himself out of the spotlight. Another failure was when he starred in the 2005 film Blood Rain, which he described as a disaster and a career embarrassment. The long nights spent working on shoddy projects to pay the bills and feed his 6 children left him exhausted, and he cried when he thought about sacrificing his artistic passion to provide for his family financially. Arrests for legal issues, such as drunk driving in 2019 and domestic violence in 2024, also damaged his image, leaving him facing public criticism and a sense of failure in maintaining his reputation. His efforts to overcome these difficulties, from taking on independent projects to writing poetry to express his feelings, were tearful moments as he wondered if he could ever regain the respect of his audience and colleagues. Michael Madsen's tragic death and funeral were a sad chapter in his story. On the morning of July 3, 2025, he was found unconscious at his home in Malibu, California, following an emergency 911 call. Medical personnel confirmed that he had died of a heart attack at the age of 67. The sudden death shocked his family, friends, and fans, especially as he was preparing to release a new book of poetry, Tears for My Father, Outlaw Thoughts and Poems. There was no sign of foul play, and the death was ruled to be of natural causes, but it came at a time when he was dealing with personal struggles, including his divorce from Deanna Madsen and recent legal issues. His funeral was held on July 10, 2025, at a small church in Malibu, attended by family, close friends, and several colleagues, including Quentin Tarantino, Harvey Keitel, and Virginia Madsen, his sister. The funeral was filled with sadness, with touching speeches from his sons, Christian, Max, Calvin, and Luke, who recalled their father's love for them and his passion for the arts. A recording of his voice reading a poem from Burning in Paradise was played during the service, bringing many to tears. Fans gathered outside the church, carrying flowers and candles, to remember an actor who had left a lasting impression on them. His death was not only the loss of a talent, but also the end of a tumultuous journey, leaving a void in the film industry. Michael Madsen's love and marriage is a story both romantic and challenging, with joys mixed with deep sadness. He was married 3 times, first to Jorgane Lapierre, the half-sister of singer Cher, from 1984 to 1988. The marriage ended quietly, but he has said that the breakup left him feeling lonely, especially as he tried to build a career in Hollywood. In 1991, he married Jeanine Bisignano, and they had 2 sons, Christian and Max, both of whom are actors. The marriage lasted until 1995, but disagreements over lifestyle and the pressures of work led to their separation. Michael cried when he thought about not being able to spend enough time with Christian and Max when they were young, feeling he had failed as a father. In 1996, he married Deanna Morgan in Ocho Rios, Jamaica, during a break from filming Donnie Brasco. They have 3 sons, Hudson, Calvin, and Luke. The marriage lasted 28 years, but was not without its ups and downs, especially after Hudson's death in 2022. Michael filed for divorce in September 2024, accusing Deanna of abuse and contributing to Hudson's death, but he later retracted the accusations, claiming that he still loved his wife and did not want to hurt her. He spent the last months of his life trying to mend the relationship, but his arrest for domestic violence in August 2024 made things worse. He cried in the evenings alone, thinking about the happy years with Deanna and the moments he lost because of unresolved conflicts. Michael Madsen's achievements have not only been about fame, but also about establishing himself as a versatile actor and artist. His role as Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs was a milestone, bringing him recognition from critics and audiences. He is proud to have worked with Quentin Tarantino, whom he considers a close friend and godfather to Hudson and Calvin. His roles in Kill Bill, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are career highlights, showing his ability to portray complex characters, from the cruel to the emotional. He has also worked hard to become a poet, with collections of poetry such as Burning in Paradise and A Blessing of the Hounds being compared to the styles of Jack Kerouac and Charles Bukowski. The 1999 Firecracker Alternative Book Award and the 2006 Red Hen Press Lifetime Achievement Award are testaments to his literary talents. He has been involved in charitable causes, such as the 2016 An Intimate Evening with Michael Madsen event to support children with cancer, and received an award from the Shriners Hospital for Children in 2002. He has also launched a line of hot sauce called American Badass, reflecting his rebellious and creative spirit. These efforts are not only to affirm his talent, but also to prove that he can overcome the stereotype of the bad guy image on screen, creating roles and works of art that have lasting meaning. Deanna Madsen, Michael's wife of 28 years, shared the sadness he experienced with sincerity and heartache. She said that Michael was a sensitive man who always hid his pain behind a tough exterior. She recalled the long nights after Hudson's death, when Michael would sit in the living room, looking at pictures of his son and crying silently. Deanna said that he often blamed himself for not recognizing Hudson's signs of depression, and that the pain caused him to become more withdrawn. She also shared how he cried after professional setbacks, especially when he turned down the role of Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction, a decision that left him feeling like he had missed out on the greatest opportunity.